Sí, fue un momento muy difícil. It was a very difficult time in my life. And I was completely 100% head over heels in love. And I wanted to make it work. Oídos sordos, I'm telling you, it is definitely much easier said than done. Pero no les des ese gusto to take you out of your peace. This one's a little tough for me, you guys, because I'm all about live and let live. If this is what's making your brother happy and this is what's going to make him happy, then so be it. And you don't want to lose your brother or that relationship. Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? How is everyone today? I hope you're all doing really well. I'm feeling good, but I'm also feeling a little bittersweet. That's because today marks the final episode of the season, you guys. I've enjoyed sharing so much of my life with you guys, and I can't wait to continue sharing more in the future. It's been amazing with Chiquis and Chill, with dear Chiquis, listening to you guys. It's been a form of therapy for me. It's been beautiful. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has listened, that has shared my podcast, that has saved it, that is a subscriber. So thank you guys so much. Los quiero mucho. And today's episode is going to be a little different, so stay tuned. This is Chiquis and Chill. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I have a shorter advice podcast that publishes every Wednesday called Dear Chiquis. It's where I answer your questions personally and honestly. I've really enjoyed hearing from you guys personally and weighing in on your situation. So I thought I'd answer a bunch of questions from you here on Chiquis and Chill. Now, I'm not a professional by any means, so if you're suffering from an issue or hardship, please, 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 please seek help. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into these questions. The first question was submitted anonymously.
What advice would you give to the younger generation now?
Ooh, short and sweet. Okay, look, read a book. I think for me, it worries me a little bit, you guys, that everyone is so stuck on their phones. Yes, phones are important, but my advice is memorize a phone number. Now it's like we rely so much on our cell phones, and me too. So I would tell you, read a book. Memorize phone numbers because you never know. You're going to need that. You're going to need someone's phone number, God forbid, for an emergency one day. Be still. Stop and smell the roses, you guys. Like sometimes we're so stuck in the rat race of life and it's just, I want to look like this. And we're comparing ourselves to so many people. And it's like, hands down, the Kardashians are beautiful, but it's like everyone wants to look like Kardashians. And it's like, you guys, not that it's not realistic, but there's so much to that, you guys. So I just want you to stop and smell the roses and see what's around you and see how beautiful the sky is and touch the trees and smell the roses. And it's just so important. Like just stop for a little bit, put your phone away and go on a fucking walk and admire the real natural beauty that this earth offers us. And don't litter. Oh my God, my biggest pet peeve. Don't litter and recycle. That's what I would tell the generation now. That's all. Thank you so much for your question. I like that one, actually. That one made me feel good. Okay, so next up is a question from Joanna.
Hi, Chiquis. Just wanted to say, first of all, you are a freaking goddess. You are so down to earth. You can just see it coming out of the screen. You always have such a good vibe around you, and I love it. I have a little situation at work. Some of these women are not very content, I guess, with their life. So they tend to bring that energy into work. And there has been situations where I usually just stay quiet when they have something negative to say or certain comments. But then after a while, I am human. I do respond in a very non-pleasant way. And they might turn around and look at me like I'm the crazy one or something's wrong with me. With that being said, have you ever worked in an environment where it's not very pleasant to come to or have some sort of toxic energy? And if so, how have you dealt with that? And again, thank you for answering my question and you're freaking awesome.
Oh, Joanna, you're so sweet. You guys, I swear when I hear your voice and I just hear that you guys take the time to send me these questions and then you tell me so many beautiful things. And it's like exactly what my heart needs to listen or hear at the moment. So, Joanna, thank you so much for those beautiful things you said. You made me feel better. I have bad days too, guys. So anyways, okay, let me get to your question. Yes, I have definitely not even worked, but also went to school with a teacher that was kind of negative. That's a whole other episode. But in the job that I'm in now, you guys, the media. Just sometimes they bombard you and they get into your personal space and in your personal life. And I could be at dinner with my boyfriend and there's a camera when I walk out, and it's just so invasive. It's toxic, and it's taken everything out of me that sometimes they say some shit that's out of line for me not to snap back. And it's easier said than done, because I know, Joanna, like you said, it's, women can sometimes be a little tóxicas. I mean, no hay otra palabra, porque sí, o sea, somos celositas, jealous, and it's like you want to always up another woman, which it shouldn't be that way. We should always uplift each other. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because that's exactly what they want. Si te están picando, they're pushing your buttons, is because they want a reaction from you. And exactly for that, to be able to say, well, you see, you know what I mean? Like point it back at you. That's why I've done my best. Meditation has helped me so much. Meditation, prayer has helped me so much, because I never know what they're going to ask me, the media. And for me, I think those are the mean girls in my industry, in my job, in my career, is the media. Sometimes they ask you some crazy ass shit that is just like, sometimes I want to just flip them off. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I'm just like, F you guys, but I don't want to give them that satisfaction. So my thing is, don't give them that satisfaction. Oídos sordos, I'm telling you, it is definitely much easier said than done. Pero no les des ese gusto to take you out of your peace. Try to ignore them and be like, you know what? Be mean. There's something wrong with you. You need love. Do you need a hug? One day you should surprise them and say, you know what? I think you need a hug today. Come here. She probably won't come, but it's like, you need a hug. You need love. Because if you were happy and content, like you said, with your life, you wouldn't be talking shit or trying to make someone else feel bad. So that's my advice to you, Jonna. And I hope it helped. And I hope it gets better, the situation, okay? Because there's always going to be mean girls. Pobrecitas. Anyways, okay. Our next question comes from Liz.
My brother and I'm the oldest, well, I'm the middle child, but he's my little brother. And we don't have the same dads. So obviously my side of the family of my father isn't related to him. But yet I think his side of his dad's side, I call his cousins my cousins, that's just, to me, we're family. So he recently told me that my closest cousin from my dad's side and him started talking, and I went off. Like, I flipped the F off. Like, what? Are you serious? And he was like, oh, don't tell her. We were planning on telling you together. I'm like, I don't care how you plan on telling me. I don't agree with it. And I'm mad at her for, why would she talk to you? You're like family. Like, that's, to me, that's gross. Am I being crazy to think this way?
Okay, Liz. First of all, no, I don't think that you're crazy. You should always validate your emotions. They are yours. And sometimes our emotions aren't always reliable, but if you're feeling some type of way, it's because you're feeling some type of way. But they're not necessarily related. They don't have the same blood. So I think in a way it is fair game. But if it bothers you, I think that you should definitely be vocal about it, like you have been. This one's a little tough for me, you guys, because I'm all about live and let live. If this is what's making your brother happy and this is what's going to make him happy, then so be it. And you don't want to lose your brother or that relationship because of this, because he's going to do whatever he wants. So I think ultimately we kind of have to put our feelings to the side and just say, look, I don't agree with it. I don't think it's okay. I wouldn't do that, but I love you and I'm going to respect your decision because I love you, brother. Al fin del día es tu hermano and he's going to need you. And what if that relationship or whatever is going on there doesn't work? You don't want to lose your brother over something like this. You know what I mean? So I don't think you're crazy. I completely validate your feelings. I get it. But I think if I were you, I would just say, look, I'm not cool with it, but I'm not going to let that get between my relationship with my brother. But it's always good to be honest. So that's my 2 cents on it, Liz. And I'm kind of curious to see what happens there. Okay, so maybe I'll hear from you soon. Thank you so much for your question, and I hope you feel better. Okay, so looks like our next question comes from Marisol.
What advice do you give if somebody wants to start like a certain business, or not specifically a business, but letting go of yourself and doing what you want to do? Yo siempre he querido, like, I'm tired of being like on the comfort zone and always, living by day, check by check. And como dicen, nunca alcanza, y siempre llega el día, payday y que a pagar los biles y ya otra vez te quedas sin dinero. Like, I'm tired of that and, really want to do something for my family. How do you start letting go, wanting to do something different?
Okay, Marisol. So it sounds to me that your soul is asking you for a change. That's more than apparent to me, and we shouldn't ignore that. Si estás sintiendo esto es por una razón. Obvio, ya me contaste que estás cansada, you're tired, of living from paycheck to paycheck. That's good that you want this change. Change is good. Change is uncomfortable. It always is. But if we don't change and we always stay in our comfort zone, we're never going to grow in any way, mentally, financially. Like, we need to take risks. What I would suggest is keeping your job, your current job, and from every paycheck, maybe putting, I don't know, 50, whatever you can, dollars to the side, save up some money and figure out what you're passionate about. Don't quit your job. Keep that job because you need that in order to kind of ease your way into a new business. I don't know, it could be baking cakes. It could be algo. Gracias a Dios tenemos las redes sociales, que eso nos ayuda mucho to start a business. It's going to take a little bit. Be patient. It takes 1 or 2 years to get a business going. So just know that it's not going to happen from one day to another. And if it does, wow, that's great. And it's a miracle and it's heaven sent. Pero pon un poquito de dinero al lado. Save a little bit para que empieces un negocio. You don't have to start off big. You can start off little by little. Figure out what your passion is, what you're passionate about. It could be jewelry. It could be, I don't know, clothes, algo chiquito que puedas empezar like a small business while you're still working so that it just brings and ignites this fire within you again. Because it does sound like you're a little tired, which is good because that means you quieres un cambio. That's a good thing. That you should be very proud of yourself for a feeling of, oh, okay, I want more out of life. Mi sugerencia is save a little bit and be patient and figure out, meanwhile, what you want to get your hands into. I'm wishing you the best in this new endeavor, this new business. Te va a ir bien. Te mando todas las buenas vibras. Okay, Marisol? Espero que te haya ayudado mi consejo. And now I have a question from Xochitl.
When I was reading your book, I read the part where you stated that Lorenzo would spit at you. How did you overcome that scenario in your life? I'm currently going through a domestic violence relationship with my husband because unfortunately he is a drug addict and he's addicted to meth. And as time passes by, things keep getting worse. Just this morning, he spit at me again. And it's been not once, but many times. Every time I think about it, I just get really grossed out. I feel degraded. And I don't feel like I love myself as much as I used to. And I just want to know how you did it. How did you let go?
Oh my goodness, Xochitl. Again, I always say this, you guys, I'm not a professional. Seek help, a therapist, a counselor, a life coach, but I'm going to tell you from my personal experience. I told myself I was going to leave what I wrote in my book. Pero como me estás preguntando, si fue un momento muy difícil. It was a very difficult time in my life and I was completely 100% head over heels in love and I wanted to make it work. So no one should judge us for wanting to make our relationship, our marriage work, even if sometimes it's bad. It gets bad. There are bad moments. Now, your husband has things that he needs to deal with. And this is where you have to find the courage to love yourself a little more. It's not okay for him to put his hands on you, to spit on you, to spit in your face. I think you know that. And you do. You have to find that love within yourself, to love yourself more and, in my opinion, walk away. And it is a disease. What he's going through, being addicted to drugs is a disease and he does need help. But if he doesn't want to change and if he doesn't want help, then there's nothing that you could do about that. You're going to be stuck in this vicious cycle and it's just going to get worse and worse and you are going to get emotionally depleted and it's just going to affect every area of your life. So as hard as it is, I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys have children, it makes it even harder. But if you feel that it's causing you a lot more pain than happiness, then you have to find the courage to walk away, babe. As your friend, I'm telling you this because this is what I would tell my sister or my best friend. You need to find someone that can help you get yourself out of this relationship because God forbid it can get worse. And I don't want to say what, but meth is very, very, very heavy drug that changes your mind and changes who you are forever. Even if he gets off, it's going to affect him forever. I am praying that it gets better and that God lo va a iluminar and that he stops this. But I don't know. It sounds like you've been going through this for a long time. So try to find some help and talk to a counselor, talk to someone that can help you to get out of this situation, because I don't have a good feeling about it. I hear it in your voice, and it's just, I'm worried. I'm going to be praying for you, Xochitl. And if you decide to stay with him, I'm not going to judge you, but I'm going to tell you, girl, try to get out of this as soon as you can. Love yourself a little bit more. Love yourself. And if you have kids, love your children more and love life. There's a whole future waiting for you. So that is my advice, and I hope it helped. Te estoy mandando un abrazo lleno de luz, a big, big hug. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, our next question was submitted by Yaya.
Hi, Chiquis. I am a new Boss Bee follower. I found you, and I'm so grateful I found you. My husband and I watch reruns of I Love Jenny, and your art is just so amazing, and we just love like your personality and who you are as a person. I have a question for you. I've gotten no contact with my mom, and I'm struggling with that. My mom was toxic. Still is, so she decided for me to go non-contact over money, and money is a big issue, especially in the Latin community. So right now I'm struggling. It's not fair to my kids. What would you do? Would you just reach out? Like, should I just, stay and do what I'm continuing to doing? I guess I grieve the grandma that I wish my kids had, and I grieve the relationship that I wish I had with my mom.
Okay, Yaya. First of all, thank you so much. Welcome to the Boss Bee Nation family. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry to hear about this situation with your mom. That's always very difficult. And I'd be the first to tell you, reach out to her, because you just never know what will happen tomorrow. I mean, that's your mom at the end of the day. But on the other hand, if she's toxic, and I've said this before, if she causes you more pain than happiness, more stress than peace, doesn't matter who it is, you need to stay away from those things, because it's going to affect your relationship. It's going to affect your children. That is your priority. I believe that once you get married and you have children, that is your priority. Everyone else comes second, and your mom at this point comes second. And if you feel it in your heart to reach out and try to talk to her, do it. And if you have peace with that decision, hazlo. And if she's still who she is and she hasn't changed and she causes you stress and anxiety and makes you feel nervous, then stay away. Some people will criticize it and be like, okay, especially in our culture, it's like, es la cultura latina, tu mamá es tu mamá, no importa. Like, you need to love your mom. You need to, and yes, I'm not saying not to love her. Yes, honor her from afar. You can love people from afar. You can respect your mother from afar. Pray for her. But if she's affecting you more, I would just say love her de una distancia, no? But I'm going to tell you, try. Definitely. You should reach out. You should write a letter. You should send her flowers. Even if she doesn't respond, if that's what you feel in your heart. Hola, mamá, está pensando en ti. Aquí están unas flores. Boom. Little by little, you can soften her heart, kill her with kindness. But if it doesn't work, then at least you know you tried. But right now, you need to protect your children and your husband. And that is what's most important. And I know that you wish that your children had a grandmother, but that's out of your hands. If your mother wanted to be a part of her grandchildren's life, believe me, she would. And she would make the changes necessary. Así que tengan mucha mamá. Siempre me decía mi mamá, no tienen papá, pero tienen mucha mamá. So they have you and they have their dad, and they'll be fine. Believe me. I'm praying for you, for your family, for your mommy, and yeah. That's my advice for you, babe. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to the Boss Bee Nation family. We love you. All right, guys, we got some good ones. All right, next question. I'm not sure who this question is from because you didn't leave your name, but let's play it and see what her question is.
Hi, Chiquis. First of all, I just wanted to give a big shout out. I super look up to you. I've seen you guys' show and everything. It's interesting how, we kind of went through very similar situations and, we're out here trying to live our best lives and look past all that. So thank you for being such an inspiration to a lot of us. But my question to you is, I know you said that, you got sexually abused from your father, and I'm so sorry to hear that. And I've had a very similar situation. I really don't want to say who it was in my family, but How did you learn to get past that when you started dating again? Because I've noticed that I kind of just put like this extra tall, wall up. I don't know when to feel safe to bring it down because I always just get like this feeling that that's all guys want, and it makes me feel like very uncomfortable. So how did you learn to get past that?
Ooh, I wish I knew your name because I love to call people by their name, but I will call you Lovely. Okay, look, I don't know if you've read my book, Forgiveness, but I talk about it in that book, or Perdón in Spanish. I talk about it because the sexual abuse did affect my relationship, especially like my first serious relationship. I had to have sex with the light on. I didn't want to have sex all the time. It really did affect me in a way that I thought it wouldn't, right? And then I also talk in the book, which is why I started dating a girl. I'm not telling you to go date a girl. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is because I thought exactly what you're thinking. Guys just want sex. And I wanted someone that was going to be there for me emotionally and stimulate my mind and not necessarily stimulate something else, if you know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to be left alone in that area. What really helped me was going to therapy, finding someone that I could just talk to, and they gave me the tools. It takes a while to get over that. But one piece of advice that they gave me was not every guy is the same. Not every guy is like your dad. Not every guy is your dad. It just helped me feel a little bit more safe in my relationships where it's like, okay, sex is a part of a relationship. It's part of life. It's something that we both need, women and men, So that helped me a lot. And again, I would really suggest for you to seek counseling and to speak to someone, a professional about this. But that's what helped me. And I totally get where you're coming from and what you're feeling. It's going to take some time, and you have to be intentional about wanting to heal and saying, okay, I have to see sex as something that's beautiful that I'm sharing with this person. And once you change your mind with that, you know what I mean? Lo ves como algo hermoso, like something that you're sharing and something that you are connecting with someone on a different level. It changes your perspective. So that's really all I could say. But again, you guys always know I tell you, seek counseling. I'm a huge advocate for counseling. It's helped my life tremendously. And pray and meditate. Meditation helps a lot, you guys. So I hope I was able to help you. And yeah, Lovely, I'm going to be praying for you for sure on this topic because I totally get it. All right, guys. So our final question comes from Georgina.
Te escuché diciendo que estás tomando hormonas. Me gustaría saber si nos puedes dar la información del doctor o las hormonas que tú estás usando. Yo estoy pasando por lo mismo y todavía no encuentro algo que me funcione. Ojalá que me puedas dar la información. Muchísimas gracias, Chiquis.
Hola, Georgina. Muchas gracias por tu pregunta. Mira, yo creo que lo de las hormonas es algo tan común y que no hablamos lo suficiente. Yo quería tener todo un episodio de esto de las hormonas. El doctor en cual me ha ayudado a mí por los últimos casi 2 años se llama Dr. Alivos. Alevios. Y él está en Irvine, no sé dónde vivas, pero hay doctores por todos lados. Tú nomás tienes que entrar ahí en Google Search y es Hormone Therapy. Y hay muchos doctores que te pueden ayudar. Primeramente te tienen que sacar la sangre y ver dónde están las hormonas de la tiroides, que es algo que yo también he sufrido con eso. Estoy tomando medicina para eso. Me dieron testosterone, que es la hormona más del hombre, porque yo tenía mucha estrogen, o sea, de la mujer, ¿no? Así que era todo balancear. Me ha ayudado mucho, bajar de peso, más energía. También la piel está como la siento más firme. Pero bueno, es algo que les sugiero a todas las mujeres y hasta los hombres, porque con toda la comida que comemos, todo lo que está en the air, todo está, contaminado, y todo lo que le meten a las gallinas, eso todo nos afecta un chingo. Así que se los recomiendo, and just look up hormone therapy ahí en Google y haz tu consulta para que te saquen la sangre y vean dónde están las hormonas. Georgina, espero que te ayude mucho. A mí la verdad me ha cambiado la vida. Me encanta. Bueno, guys, I really do feel like you're my best friends, so I hope my advice helps. Thank you so much for sticking with me all season. I've shared some very personal stuff, and I feel blessed to have this platform to speak to you all. I know the holidays are coming, so I hope you have a chance to spend some quality time with friends and family. This December also marks 10 years since my mom, Jenny Rivera, passed. So it's a big year for me and my family. There's a lot of special things coming, a lot of new music from my mom. I am happy and proud that my siblings are closer than ever. We're united. I can't wait to host Thanksgiving in my home and Christmas. I wasn't able to do it last year because I was moving in. But this year I'm excited. So I hope you all enjoy the holidays with your family. Remember to just stop and smell the roses, okay? Ya saben, su servidora Chiquis los quiere mucho. I love you guys. And thank you once again. And hasta la próxima. Mwah. Besos a todos.
New episodes of Chiquis and Chill and Dear Chiquis return in January. Head over to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast and leave your questions for Chiquis.
This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.